guys, welcome back to another video. So who's ready for some story time? Yes, let's do some story. So 205, yeah, I think 205, 206, 205, I went to a boarding school before I moved to UK. I went to a boarding school for just 3 years. Yeah, I went to a boarding school in Kenya. The name of the school was called Maseno Girls Boarding School. Yeah, but it wasn't just me alone going to boarding school. It was three of us, both girls. So we were going to go specifically to girls' school, which I really do love. I went before to mixed school, boys and girls. But I really enjoyed just girls' school because you get to focus more. It's just much more different. Yeah. So, um, before I went to boarding school, when I had that we were gonna go boarding school, I was a bit scared, because when you think about boarding school, especially back home, and the boarding school we were gonna go to was in the rural area. So rural area is the village side. So when you hear about boarding school, you're like, oh my god, it's tough. It's tough. It's a little bit more like prison. It's so tough. So when I heard about this boarding school, I was just like, oh my god, oh my god. I was gonna move from day school, which was mixed, to boarding school, you know. And one of my late cousin, may she rest in peace, she was telling me, oh, you're gonna go there, you're gonna get so skinny, there's literally just not much food, Obviously you get food, but it's not like when you're home, there you only get to be served some portion of food, and if you have snacks, then you can go and bite on your snacks later on. If you have nothing in your box, then you can't have nothing to bite on. So she was telling me, oh, you're gonna get so skinny there, they're gonna give some little food. I was just like, well, I'm gonna wait and see. So when the day came, we had our shopping done, because basically when you're going there, you're going to live there. So you go and go to supermarket and get all your shopping done, get all the basic things that you need, the important things that you need, things like soap, washing up soap, bathing soap, body oil. You get some uniform. No, we weren't supposed to get uniform when we were gonna go to boarding school. The school basically doesn't allow you to bring your own uniform. You go to school, and then they basically measure you once you go to school, and then they give you the uniform once you're in there. So you go there, you get measured, you hang around for a few weeks with your whatever you came with until the uniform is ready. Then that's when you can have yours, which is so annoying. I don't know why they did that. So a lot of girls used to come. You basically come with whatever you have. Some girls would just come with their own clothes because they probably have no uniform yet, or they didn't have uniform previously. But if you have a uniform from your other school, then you can just bring it and wait in this new school, which is a bit weird, because the school doesn't want you to buy uniform outside, so you have to get one in school. So we just bought, all the things, basic things that you need, and then we have to buy food. So we don't get so much of this food shopping, because obviously you're going to boarding school and you're not going to be cooking there. You get to be served. So you pay and you eat in school. The food is cooked for everybody, and then everyone eats together. So obviously you're just gonna be buying a lot of things. So what we used to buy are things like cakes, powder milk. Oh, I used to love powder milk. This special powder milk we used to love it. You just lick it. Then we used to buy, I remember when I was in boarding school, we used to buy a lot of glucose. We used to take so much glucose. Literally everybody had glucose in their box. But now when I was back home, I seen those glucose at the shop. I wanted to buy, but then I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it, because it's been decades since I had them. But in boarding school, literally everyone was carrying glucose. So basically you just lick it. When you're in boarding school, you can just eat anything. And you buy things like, you can buy tomato sauce, because those are things you can put in your box. Obviously, if you're at home, you open it, you store it in fridge. But now we don't have fridge over there, so you put everything in your box. I don't remember anybody carrying sweets. That is sweetie. I don't remember anyone carrying sweets, and I don't remember anyone carrying chocolate. People don't even care about buying chocolate much on there. Juice, yes, you buy juice. You can buy the squash, or you can buy the ready mixed one. Things like nuts you can buy. So basically what you're gonna carry more is dry food that can last long, and then you can carry cooked food. So a lot of times people will cook chapati, you know a lot of times people will carry chapati, mandazi, other cooked food, even rice, even cooked meat, all that stuff, chicken. Oh my God, cooked chicken, fried chicken, everything. But the problem is, oh yeah, you can carry bread, biscuits, all that stuff. Carry some avocado. A lot of people will carry avocado. Carry some butter spread. Oh, it was crazy. But now you can't keep this food for so long, especially these food that are freshly cooked. Yeah, because they're going to go off soon. So if you carry this food, you carry just a portion, and then you have to eat them as soon as you can and finish them. Man, it was so hard. I can't even imagine how we used to survive. And if I think about it now, I don't think I can survive. We used to basically just have a box. Yeah, back in boarding school, back home, even right now, I see people still carrying those boxes. I've been watching nails. I've seen people still carrying those boxes, because those are the boxes that you can carry. You're not gonna take a suitcase, because it's gonna be a waste. So you just carry those metal boxes. The metal boxes are actually really good because they are more strong, and if someone jumps on them, because when you're in boarding school, people put boxes on top of each other, pile of boxes, and sometimes someone will just jump on your box and walk across the other side. So those boxes, metal boxes, are strong and sustainable. Yeah, so we used to carry those metal boxes. But when the sun shines, oh, it can be so bad, because they're just metal, but they're strong metal. So those are the boxes everyone used to have, literally. So you put all your stuff in there, everything in that one box. So you put all your clothes, the soap, your shoes, your body oil, your literally everything, because that's what you have. Everyone is having one box, not two boxes, one box. So you put everything of yours in that one box, including your food, processed food, unprocessed food, whatever that is, you put it all in there. Cooked food, fried food, you put it all in there, because that's the only box you have. Nothing like a fridge. Like, I can't literally survive without a fridge. But back then, we didn't even care. We didn't even know about the fridge. We didn't even care. We were just living life the way it is. So when you go to school, the funny thing is, when you go to school with the food that have been cooked, you have to eat it quick. Yeah, I just can't imagine how we used to do it, because can you imagine things like meat that has been cooked, and then you keep it in your box, and then next day you have to eat it. Oh, I can't think of it. I don't remember eating meat like that, but a lot of girls used to eat it. And then sometimes some people were nice. They can say, you know what? Because not everybody could afford to bring all so much food. There are people who were able to afford to bring so much food of everything they need, but there were people who couldn't afford. So sometimes someone can say, let me give you some of my food because I have too much. Let me share with you. But there's some people who are so selfish. They'll eat all of their food to themselves and eat until their tummy gets here and they can't breathe, and then they mess everywhere. Oh my God. Every time we had people just come back from home from holidays, There was visiting that I just happened. So visiting time is where parents come, their guardians come, bring them food, carry a whole bag with cooked food, a whole pot with cooked food, and they eat all that food and they eat everything because you're only seeing this food once. You don't know if you're gonna see this food again. You need to eat it all. So they eat all, and then your tummy swell, and then your tummy is going bad, and then people are messing about, throwing up, doing all sorts of things. So much. I can't even imagine it right now. People are messing their school. It's horrible. Anyways, so we got ready. We went to boarding school. Yeah. So we got there. First day we get to boarding school. I was so nervous. So me and my one cousin, we went to the same boarding school, and then my other cousin went to another boarding school. So we were separated so that we can focus and study. Yes. So we can focus, so we don't play. Anyway, so my other cousin went to other boarding school as we were taken to this other boarding school, but it was two of us. Yeah. So we got there in the evening because we were traveling all the way from Nairobi to all the way Maseno. Oh, it was far away, and we were traveling by bus, and it's like hours and hours and hours of a whole journey. Like I think 8-10 hours, I don't know, 8 hours, 10 hours is so long. By the time you get there, you're so tired, you're so dizzy, you're so sick, it's so hot. You're thinking about all your programs that you're not gonna be able to watch anymore. Those Asian programs, they love them back home. Thinking about all these programs that we're not going to be able to watch anymore because we're going to be locked up in boarding school. In a boarding school, once you get into that gate, there is no more coming out. It's like a prison. Once you walk into that gate, the only time you come out is when the teacher says, you can go. You're locked in there and that's it. So anyway, so when you get to that boarding school at the evening time, I remember, we were taken. So basically they had different dormitories where everyone sleeps. So I remember down at the gate, they had like 2 dormitories. Then up, they had like 3 to 4 dormitories. So there were like 4, 5, they were like at least almost 6 dormitories. Yeah, everyone divided to different dormitories. Sometimes you might be in the same dormitory with your sister, your cousin, your relative. Sometimes you might be divided. Your sister might be up and you might be down at the gate side. But us, we were put in the same dormitory. Well, the head teacher was a friend to our auntie who got us to that school. So, Anyway, so when we got there, we didn't even have a bed. It was so funny. Oh my God. Those are the memories I could never forget. We didn't have a bed. We didn't have a bed. Literally. We did not have a bed. Hey, it's only in Africa. Only in Kenya. Where else? We got there at night. Everyone is jumped into their bed. Yeah, but us, we have nowhere to sleep. So literally we were standing and we were thinking to ourselves, we were so young, yeah, we were thinking to ourselves, what are we going to do? Where are we going to sleep? We were so young. Oh, but then a lot of parents bring their children even 7 years, 8 years to boarding school, from younger age to older age. A lot of parents take their kids to boarding school, keep them away to study, also let them do their own things, and then also, when you're in prime day school, especially in Africa with the traffic, you're traveling back and forth, it's just too much. It's too much, yeah. So there are kids even coming in as young, 7, 8 in boarding school. Hey, I could never take my child there. But a lot of them come out, they are so strong. A lot of them come in, they're already strong, they know what to do. They can keep clean, they can wash, they can pack their stuff, they can look after their stuff. And you find that somebody who's in the older class cannot keep clean, cannot look after their stuff. I used to feel sorry for some people. Some girls you find that who are so lazy, they just lose their stuff because people are literally stealing. People steal your stuff. Someone will steal your uniform. Someone will steal your cardigan. Someone will steal your socks. Someone will steal your soap. Someone will steal your basket, your blanket. So sometimes some people lose their stuff. Their things get to be stolen, and they are left with literally nothing. So if you are not careful, you're not strong, you're lazy, sometimes they just lose their stuff, and their stuff are mixed up, and you find them dumped at the back of the toilet, dumped at the back of the dormitory. They are dirty, they're soaked up in water, and they don't even know where their things are. But there are a lot of young girls there who sing that was so strong, because in Africa, kids are raised, people are raised differently. If you compare to here, in Africa, we are raised to be strong, to know how to do things. So when you bring an African kid here who have grown in Africa, who has been brought up in Africa, most of the time you bring them here, they are very mature. They do things maturely. They can do a lot of stuff, compared to even kids taken back here, most of them, because they don't do so much. They don't do a lot of stuff. They can do this, they can do this, and then there's certain age that they can do things, and they can go to the kitchen. Back home, you have to go wash your stuff, clean, tidy up, get firewood, cook, wash at a certain age. You have to start at a younger age. So as you grow, that's what we started doing. That's what we did. So when we went to boarding school, obviously we knew how to do everything. We've been cooking since we were little. We've been taught how to do it, so we knew it. Anyway, so talking about the sleeping thing, we just stood there. I remember we cried. Yes, we did cry. We did shed a bit of tears. We cried. Me and my cousin, because we were like, where are we going to sleep? And the teachers are not here, because at night, unless there's a teacher on duty, they might stay walking around, making sure everyone has slept before they go to their homes. Some of them live outside the school. Some of them live inside the school, but, in their houses. So once everyone sleeps, and we don't have phones. Obviously, we don't have phones. I remember only getting a phone when I think when I finished boarding school or whatever. Didn't have a phone. We didn't have phones. There are no phones. Right now, I can't even survive without a phone. Like, people over here are so used to phones, I think, compared to even people back home. We didn't have phones until a certain age. We finished boarding school. We didn't even have phones. The only way you can communicate is you wait for that person to see them, or through letters. That's how I used to communicate. That's how we used to communicate. Write a letter. You send it. Write a letter. This person is going to go. They're going to take it. Anyway, so the teachers have gone. It's just us and the team leader. What can we do? So I remember literally this girl, she was really nice. She had like these massive eyes, like big, and she was like, I'm going to help you guys get a bed. So she did help us. I don't remember what happened, but we got a bed. Yeah. Next day, next day. We didn't even know. Like, we literally just came from home. When you come from home, you don't know how things work. Nobody's telling you how things work. You will pick up as you go. Nobody's telling you nothing. So anyway, so we go there. We go to bed. We're doing slowly. We're doing our things slowly, because we don't know. We just came from home. We're so slow. Literally, we go to bed a little bit late, In the morning, the bell rings. At 5, the bell is, there's someone. There used to be this a bit old man, not too old, but a bit, probably was in 60, whatever, or 70, I don't know. I don't know. He will wake up. He was a watchman. So he will wake up. He will go and ring the bell. So at 5, there used to be a huge bell at the middle of the assembly. So he will go there and he will ring the bell. Dang, da 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 da, dang, 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 da 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 da, da 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 da. He will ring that bell for 5 minutes until everyone wakes up. It's so loud. When he bangs it, it's so loud, and you have to wake up. Anyway, you can't sleep, cause the light, as the moment the bell just goes, there are some girls who just jump out of the bed like they have been like they're being chased. They just jump out of bed like boop. The moment the bell goes, they're up. So the light goes on and everybody's running out with their water, my towel, my water. Everyone's going to have a shower. So you can't even sleep anyway. Anyway, you're not supposed to sleep. So us, we're waking up, we're going so slowly. We have the time. We're going slowly. People are having a shower quick, quick. They're coming back. I said that's when we are going to have a shower. So literally, I remember we were so slow, and it wasn't just us. There was other people as well who were probably new. So we were so slow. Yeah, this girl, I still remember her. Ugh, I don't know where she is anyway now. This girl, she was the team leader. She was like, everyone come out. I'm turning off the light. So that's what they do. So basically, we get 30 minutes to get ready. So 30 minutes to have a shower, dress up, and go to class. So this watchman at 5:30 he goes to ring the bell again. So 5:30 you're supposed to leave and go to class when he rings the second bell. So the second bell rings, everybody goes to class. That's 5:30, and we stay in class I think until 8 in the morning. I can't remember, 8 or 7. I don't know. I think 8 or 7. So we go to class. We are going to study. Oh my God, it's too much. It's too much. Do people study here in UK? Unless you're in the house. Anyway, it's just too much. Africa is just too much. Kenya is too much. Education is like... Anyway, so we were literally so slow. This girl is like, come out! Everyone come out! I'm closing the door. I'm locking the light. But we weren't ready. So eventually, she locked the door from outside. Yes, she locked it from outside. We were left. She locked the door from outside and she turned off the light. And you're not supposed to turn on that light because you will be in a big problem if you do. Yeah, so she turned off the light, locked us outside. So we were locked and we were in the darkness. And I remember I couldn't find my socks. Couldn't find my shoes. And we were just crying because we were like, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna be in big problem because in Africa, in school, oh my God, in Kenya, let me just talk about Kenya because that's where I'm from. But I know Africa is all different. Well, Africa is all the same. The schools, they're tough. Yeah, some schools are even seeing they're treating students like prisoners. They're tying them up. Which country was that? Is it Sudan? Oh my God. Anyway, so literally, it was bad. We were scared. We were scared because we knew we're gonna be in big trouble. Yeah. So we were crying. Where's my socks? Where's my shoes? I can't find my socks. I can't find my shoes. So anyway, we just stayed in there until people came out of class. Because once you're locked outside, there's nowhere you can go. Sometimes they just close it. Someone can come in, open, and then you can come out. So if nobody comes to open, yeah, they don't put a padlock. Sometimes they do. Sometimes, most of the time they don't. They just like lock it, close it from outside. So we just stayed until everyone came out of class. Class finishes in the morning. Yeah, like maybe at 8, I think. They come out, and then that's when we came out. So obviously we were in problem. I don't remember what happened. Yeah. Then so when people come out of class, we go to I can't remember. I think we go to the assembly, and then we go to the assembly, and then we go to do cleaning. So people clean. Some people are going to clean. Some people clean the staff room. Some people clean the classrooms. Some people clean the dormitories. They're cleaned every day. Some people clean the toilet and the bathroom. I hated cleaning the toilet and the bathroom. Ew. It was just so bad. Some people clean the toilets and the bathrooms. Hey, it's cool. In the name of education, literally. So some people clean toilets and bathrooms. Some people clean the dining hall. The dining hall was massive. Yeah. And this is how we used to clean it. You sweep it with this little broom. And you know how dusty it is? All that dust comes back to you. Hey. Whew. And then it's hot. And then, when it rains, it's alright. But when it rains, it's muddy. And then you mop with your hands. Like literally you're on the floor like doing that. Mopping. You're literally mopping and squeezing and oh my god, I can't even deal with it right now. It's just too much. It was just too much. It was just too much. Too much. You do too much in school when you go to school. Over here in Kenya, you're doing too much in school. Too much. You're supposed to be coming and studying, but instead you're coming to do the work. You're coming to work. And some people are cleaning the teacher's office, the teacher's houses as well. So the head teacher was living in school, but her house was just up there because she was a relative, a family friend. So we used to go to her house. It was nice. We used to go to her house, do stuff there. She was nice. Some people clean teachers' houses, male and female. Yeah, some girls used to like going to the male teachers' houses. I don't know, because they like to go there. So some people clean the compound. You cleaning from up to the gate, sweeping. Anyways, so it was literally hard. Sometimes we even have to clean the walls, wash the walls. Oh my god. Oh my god. So anyway, after that, we go to the assembly. After that, they teach you talk, teach you on duty talks, and then after that, we go to our classrooms. And then it's studying. It's studying and people being beaten. It's studying and people being beaten. Sometimes you hear some children crying this side, students crying. Sometimes you hear students crying this side. Sometimes other students are crying this side. Sometimes you're seeing some students are being told to kneel down over there. Sometimes you're seeing some students are being told to run. Oh my goodness. It was too much. You literally every time. I just hate it. Honestly, I hate studying back home. I hate it. It's just too much. It's too much. All my education that I've had back home, it's too much. I enjoy living back home, but when it comes to education, if I was to go and do another education back home, I would not. It's too much. You constantly doing work. You basically even forget about what you're supposed to be studying, because you're supposed to go there and study, but instead you're being put into cleaning, washing, cleaning teacher's office, teacher's staff room, doing this, doing that, and cleaning teachers' homes, harvesting maize for the teachers, fetching water for the teachers. When I used to be in a village at school in the village, it was just too much. Yeah. So anyway, after that, we stay in class. Yeah. And then lunchtime, when the bell rings at I think 12:30 or 12, we go for lunch. So we used to go lunch in the hall. So we had this big hall, and then we'll just make a long queue outside to be served, and most of the time we just used to have grains and ugali, just grains and ugali. Sometimes we'll have it was just healthy food. Basically, we used to have just healthy food. Now when I compare to here, oh my god, here people are gonna be having they give them healthy food as well, but kids don't eat so healthy over here. They don't eat so healthy over here. Pizza, they're giving them pizza, frozen pizza in the oven, chop chop. Yeah, they're giving them fish fingers. Well, they see fish fingers are healthy, but it's just some dry stuff. I don't know. They give them I remember when I used to take my daughter to nursery, I saw the food once, like they were serving them mashed jacket potato and peas, and I was like, how are they supposed? These are babies. How are babies supposed to eat jacket potato and peas? That's what a lot of them are not even eating in school. My daughter's been going to school and she's barely even eating. Why can't they make them stew? Why can't they have stew? Something with soup at least. Jacket potato and peas. Mashed potatoes and peas. I can't even eat that. Mashed potato and peas. Who's eating that? Okay, I don't know. Is that the UK food? Oh, anyway. We used to have healthy food. Yeah, healthy food with a lot of soup. So much soup, like the whole pan like that. The soup is up here. Because it's so hot. Yeah, it's so good. So much soup. And back home, people don't do, especially back home in the people don't do anything about this frozen, this frozen food like they do here. It's like frozen, 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 frozen. A lot of them do frozen, frozen, frozen. We cook. I cook most of the time from scratch. I don't really do frozen, frozen food unless it's just wedges, or whatever, or sausage. Anyway, so we had food cooked from scratch every time, and it was always healthy food. A lot of greens, beans, maize. Uh, Sometimes we'll have chicken, sometimes we'll have beef, cooked from scratch with a lot of soup. We used to have boiled egg for breakfast. We used to have once in a while meat, sometimes chicken. A lot of times we will have porridge as well. We used to have bread only once, yeah. On a Sunday, we have bread once a week. So they used to, basically the school serves you bread once a week on a Sunday only with the tea and boiled eggs on a Sunday. But there is a canteen. We used to have a canteen where you can just go and buy other things you need. They sell they sell a lot of snacks, no sweets. Yeah, they used to sell some chewing gum, kind of simple sweets, and a lot of biscuits, a lot of delicious biscuit, bread, soda, water. So you can always buy there. So a lot of girls used to go and buy whole lots of bread. Like you can just buy 10 breads. Someone can send you and say, you know what, like, especially when somebody's in a higher class, they send somebody who's in a lower class. Especially if you have a younger sister, you can tell them, because I'm going to be busy, I'm not going to have time to go to the canteen because we're going to be having class. Why don't you just go and buy for me the bread? I used to send my cousin some time. So even one person, 5 people can send you and you buy 20 bread or even 30 bread. And then they give you something back. How about that? Because back home, that's what people like. Back home, that's what they like. In Kenya, that's what they like. And I know in all Africa they like it. In Kenya, that's what they like. If somebody has done something to you, you have to give them something back. Yes. At the airport, when they say, oh, let me help you this. And then when they're done, oh, they want something back. Yeah, that's how it is. Anyway, so you send somebody, they buy you the bread. I used to send my cousin sometimes. They buy all this bread and then you give them something back. You can choose to give them bread. Yeah, give them the bread. I miss those bread. Those were the most delicious bread I've ever eaten and the most delicious biscuits I've ever eaten. If I go back to that school, like I'm planning to go and do a video for you guys, I'm gonna make sure I buy the bread and buy the biscuit. So they were like big loaves like that, which haven't been cut. That's how we used to like it. Nobody liked the bread that has been cut into slices. When I used to in boarding school, we didn't like the bread that has been cut into slices because we felt like that wasn't satisfying. So we liked a whole loaf, and then you just do that. You just, like the way Jesus did that, So you just, and then we used to get all these biscuits. Oh, it was so nice. So people go and make a long queue and they buy this bread. And if you buy, you keep it in your bag. You can just eat it. You're never going to go hungry. You eat it. Because the food we get there, you give you a portion of food and you get it. You get breakfast, you get lunch, you get supper. That's it. If you have something in your box, you go and eat it. If you don't have anything in your box, that's it. Anyways, so after dinner, after dinner, after we come off of class after lunchtime, we're gonna go back to our class. When we finish from class, the bell rings, we come out later on, and then we go to our dormitory, we go and wash our clothes. So when I first went to that boarding school, the school didn't have water. Yeah, the school never had water. So we had to go far away and fetch water in the river. It was so stressful. Oh my God, we had to run. Well, you can walk if you want to, but nobody wants to be last. But what I like about it, and I will always like about it, is that it was safe. It was so safe. I don't remember even one day hearing that something has happened to someone, somebody has been beaten, somebody has been attacked, somebody has been raped, somebody has kidnapped. Like, it was so safe. I felt so much safe when I used to live back home compared to how much even I felt safe over here in UK, because oh my goodness, there's so much going on. So there's so much going on. We used to go to the river. We just go, we fetch the water. It wasn't like a clean super water. We just, all collection of water river, and then we just fetch that water, and then we come back with it to school. If you fall down and your basket breaks, then you're gonna have to go back and find another water, because the school has no water. And I remember that's the water we used to drink. Yes. Thank God nothing ever happened to us. If you ask me to drink that water right now, I won't be able to drink it. I don't know. So it was really hard. That was taking a turn on us, because sometimes you fetch that water, you come back, yeah, and someone steals it. Someone steals that water. People used to steal water because some people didn't go to the river. Sometimes basically you have to go twice, because one won't be enough for you. So when you go to boarding school, you have to buy baskets. Yeah, you buy 2 at least, even 3 if you want. So you have that too, that. So you fetch the water, you fill them, you put them under your bed. So under your bed. So a lot of people will just have even 4. They just fetch water, they fill them, and they put them under their bed. So when they want to use the water, they just use it. Because if you don't have that, one can't be enough for you, because you need one to put your clothes sometimes when you wash them and all that stuff. If you have one, somebody has stolen it, then you're left with nothing. A lot of people used to have their water stolen, and then they can't take shower, because when someone has stolen your water, what are you going to do? You can't take shower, because every morning we're supposed to take shower. And if you don't take shower, the teacher's gonna be like, why you didn't take a shower? Everyone's supposed to take a shower. Oh my God, it was so hard. If you ask me to take my child over there, the boarding school, I'd say hell no. But a lot of our parents, oh no, they don't take care. I'm grateful my parents took me to a boarding school. I learned a lot and I had fun, but 80% of it was so much stress. Hell on earth, was so much stress. But later on, I got used to it and I had a lot of fun. Yeah, it costs to go to the boarding school. It's really expensive, and not everybody can afford them. So if you manage to go, you are just appreciate it. But it was hard. It was hell on hard, and a lot of parents don't care. Yeah, they care about you getting A, you passing, and go and study, and they don't care about nothing much, because it's so stressful, and they know what their children are going through. They know what their children are going to go through, but they don't want to know. They really don't want to know. You have to go to boarding school and study, because they believe that's the best way. So, but we had, at some point, we had water installed in school. So they put pumps in school. So we had to go and pump the water, which was much better. But now, you have to come out and go and make a line, wait all day for a long queue all the way there for there's someone to do pump. Just that's what we used to do. It's a water pump. It was crazy. Sometimes you pump it so hard and then somebody steals your water. Well, I've stolen someone's water as well. It was hard. It was hard. Then we'll have supper. Then after supper again, we go back to the class. It was all about study. We go back to class until 9 p.m. The younger people, sometimes they used to go at 8. Us will stay sometimes, depending on the class, you can stay until 8. Some people can stay until 8, some people 9, some people until 10. As they go up, you can stay until 10. And studying. You're going to be doing maths. You're going to be doing questions. You're going to be revising. You're going to be doing exam papers. Oh, my goodness. Oh, there was too much. Every other time we were doing exam papers. Every other time we were doing maths. Every other time we were doing... Someone is standing in front there and doing maths questions. What are you guys doing? Someone has to do some work. We used to have this teacher. She was really, really tough. Every time someone has to stand in front there working out maths for everyone in the class. You guys need to do something. Oh my God. Anyways, so we used to close for a short time and then we go holidays and then we come back. Close a short time, go holiday, and then come back. So that school, we had some really hot male staff, really young. I don't know why they did that. They brought some really hot male staff, and that was just a problem. There's so many girls just wanted to go to this teacher's class, houses, and all that stuff. Oh, it was so much going on. A lot of students were having relationship with teachers, but anyway, so I remember when I went there on first day, I remember this teacher, my class teacher, beating me up. My head was swollen. Boop, 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 like that. I had all things swelling on my head like that. And my cousin was telling me, oh, why don't you go and report it? And I was like, well, if I report it, he will hurt me. So I just have to keep it to myself. Because this is the thing. If a teacher hates you back home, in Kenya, this is all Africa anyway. If they hate you, they will fail you. They will give you the marks they think you're supposed to get because they don't like you. It's not like here. No, you cannot do that here. I don't know who's doing it, but you cannot do that here. Yeah, last time I was working with this lady and she was telling me her cousin told her that she knows she's not going to pass that exam and she already know what she's going to get. That's what they do. So sometimes you just keep you quiet because you're so worried. We used to have to write these essays, like 1,000 words or 2,000 words, and they mark it. They just read it and they mark it. They can just say, oh, you got in 15%, even though you're supposed to get 60%. What are you going to do? And you can fight them because back home, it's the vice versa. It's like, you can't say nothing to a teacher, even if they're wrong or right. You can say nothing to them, And I don't think it should be like that, because just because somebody has got paper or whatever to prove that they got Esther, that means they shouldn't be challenged. Just because you are 60 and someone is 15 doesn't mean that they can challenge you. I'm tired of that mentality. Like, I can't deal with it. It's like I'm older and therefore I'm right. How many times are people who are older making mistakes? How many times? They're making so many mistakes. Your age doesn't define how right you are. It's you to prove it. Your age doesn't define how right you are. Someone younger can challenge someone who's older, So back home, it's like, even if someone older is wrong, you just have to deal with it, because after all, he's 60. So he's right. I really don't agree with that. I'm tired of that mentality. It's just like, it's too much, because if someone is 60 and they know better, why would someone who's 60 do something like the other way around? Anyway, I'm not going to go there. So anyway, it was like, even if you're wrong, no, you can't say I'm the one who's right. So you keep it to yourself. A lot of students, in my class, these girls, I remember them, their parents were friends to that teacher. Friends, So they were being beaten. Hey, that teacher was bad. R.I.P. to him. R.I.P. to him. I don't remember shedding a tear. I don't think anybody did, because he was beating us. He was beating us for no reason. So, nobody was sad. I know when someone passed, you're like, oh, But with this one, nobody was sad. We were just like, oh, God. Because he used to beat us for no reason. The rules he put for us make you don't want to go to school. Literally, a lot of people didn't want to go to school because just when they think about the stress they have to go through in the name of being in school and studying. And a lot of people back home don't even want to go to school also. Even here, a lot of people don't want to go to school. But if I was here, I would go to school 10 times, because it's so sweet and enjoyable to go to school over here. Only thing I'm worried about is doing the assignment. I really don't have time to sit down and do the assignment. I've done it and it's stressful. You're doing this, you have 4 assignments due in 1 month, you have 3 exams to sit. I cannot go back to that. But if I had someone to do my assignment and then I do the exams, I will go back and study again and again and again and again. Because that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people just go to uni and you know what? They pay someone to do their work for them, or they have their kids doing their work for them. That's why people who are 60, 70, 80, they're all going back to school. To do what? Well, everyone knows. So, back, but back home, I really hated studying. I hated studying because every time you think about it, you think about being beaten in school for no reason. For no reason. That teacher used to beat us for no reason. I used to hate him for no reason. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna keep it to myself. I remember one girl, she was beaten. We were there in the class. She was beaten. And nobody will say nothing. She was beaten. Her head here got cut. She was bleeding. I freaked out because I can't stand blood. I just like, oh my God. And one girl, she was beaten until she wet herself. It was so bad. And I remember being beaten just because I did maths. More maths. We were given questions like do up to 10, and I did up to 20. And I was being punished for doing more questions. Like, are you not supposed to be happy that I did more questions? Anyways, this teacher used to beat us. He told us, you cannot bring food in the class. You cannot have food in class. You cannot have a drink in class. You can't pass with food outside class or close to class. You have to go far away. So basically, if you have your house and the surrounding of the house, like for example, that was a class, you're not supposed to have food around there. You're not supposed to. If you do that, you'll be punished. You know, you have to be on time. You can't do this. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't be late. You can't do that. And we'll be beaten constantly for no reason. Literally for no reason. It was so tough. It was so tough. And I don't know whether it was because at some point towards the end, it was just stress himself. But it was so tough. And it wasn't just him. All the teachers, a lot of teachers would just beat you. And every time a teacher calls you, you were like, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? What's happening? Have I done? What have I done? Because every time you hear your name, it's gonna be canes flying. It's gonna be canes. And then we used to do so much exams. Yeah. And then I remember towards as the time went by, me and my cousin, we were made prefects. So prefect back home, it's like a team leader. So when you're a team leader, you don't do the cleaning. If you're not a team leader, you clean. Like you're being paid for it. But if you're a team leader, I'm using the word team leader, so those who don't understand the word prefect can understand. Because here in UK, they use a lot of team leader. Back home, we were saying prefect. But I know also when you go work, it's team leader. But now in school, we use prefect. Woo. I'm telling you, if you are a team leader, you don't have to do work. If you're a prefect, you don't have to do the work. You just have to tell somebody, hey, come here, clean that thing. Hey, clean that. Can you pick that? So basically, you don't do nothing. If you wish, you can clean, but you don't have to touch nothing. I used to love it. I got tired of cleaning those toilets and bathrooms and dormitory. Like, especially after visiting day, people just mess up everywhere. And now when you go to the dining hall during visiting days, they cook and nobody goes to eat. Yeah, so the food is all left and nobody eats because everybody is eating what's in their box. Because they got visited, they have all this food in their box, so they're eating their food in their box. Nobody's going to eat the food in the dining. Only people who haven't been visited are gonna go to the dining and eat that food. Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't wait to go there. I'm gonna go home this year, yes, God willing. And then I'm gonna go there and do a video for you guys. If you guys subscribe, you will see more. Anyway, so we used to do so much exams. Hey, exams. I remember when I got to my last year, which is class 8, doing my national exams. Hey, we were doing exams every time. Maths. It starts with 5 questions, 5 minutes. 10 questions, 10 minutes. 20 questions, 20 minutes. 15, 20, 50 questions, 20 minutes. And you have to calculate. 50 questions for 50-minute maths, and you need to calculate. And back home, Kenya, they want you to calculate and show from the beginning to the end, step by step, how you got to your answer. You can't cook the answer. Sometimes someone is sitting next to you, you're thinking that they know. You're like, you're writing it down, and then you just cook the steps, and then the teacher's marking and say, come here. How did you get to this answer? How did you get to this answer? Go work it out for everyone. And then you're stuck. Oh my God. Oh my God. It wasn't just stressful. It was also humiliating. So humiliating. Yeah. These schools, yeah, back home, they will humiliate you. They're so humiliating. You'll be told to go there and do it for everyone to see. And if you can't do it, you will be told, oh, there. Do it. And you will be punished for not getting it. There. Everyone in class will see that you haven't got it. Oh my God. It was so hard. It was so humiliating. And then every morning we had to wake up so early and go to class and do maths. We go and eat so fast, and then we have to come back and sit down and do the maths. And 15 minutes, 15 questions. Before you finish, someone is already taking the books. The prefect is taking the books. The teacher wants the books. We only have 15 minutes to do the questions. If you haven't finished, that's your own problem. The books are gone, you can't take it. The teacher is going to come and say, why you didn't take your book? Why you didn't collect your book? You are in for it. You are being punished. We do exams, English, questions 1 to 50. We are being told we need to get 45 right. If you don't get 45 right, the teacher comes and calls the name. Stand here. Bend down. 2 teachers who teaches the subject. Sometimes we used to have 2 teachers teaching the subject. Someone will teach in the morning, someone in the evening. They all come. You go to this one person. You go to the other person. Oh my God. I remember some girls used to wear double clothes. Some girls used to put textbooks on their bum, and then the teacher go, oh, and then it bounces back, and the teacher will be like, what have you put there? What have you put? It was so crazy. It was so crazy. And we used to be caned with anything. Stick, wires, pipes. Man, it was bad. It was bad. Yeah, it was bad. And then as we go to that higher class as well, when I was in class 8, my last class for the national exams, it reached a point where we were being given just 5 minutes to wake up, have a shower, dress up, and go to class. Literally 5 minutes. Hey, it was bad. 5 minutes. Sometimes you're not even finished. You haven't brushed your hair. We didn't even get time to brush your teeth. You brush your teeth. Basically, we used to brush our teeth in class. Once we go to class, then we sneak out. We come out before the teacher comes and brush our teeth. Because sometimes the teacher will come at 6 in the morning. Most of the time, if they're on duty, they come at 6 in the morning. You go there, you haven't put on your socks. You haven't put on your shoes. You have to run to class. Because if you're not there on time, you're going to be in problem. And then we go there and we have to start doing work. We have to start studying. We have to start doing maths. And then we were told we weren't allowed to walk. It reached a point where we were being told that we had to run. Everywhere we were going, we had to run. We could not walk. If you're seen walking, you're in problem. When you're going to eat, you're running. After eating, you're running back to class. When you're going to bed, you're running. When you're going to toilet, you're running. Everywhere you're going, you're running. Sometimes you fail the exams, you're being told to go and run outside in the field. And you're being told no one is allowed to be last. If you become last, you have to go back. But obviously, someone has to be last. Isn't it? Isn't it? Somebody has to be last. We weren't allowed to be last. Oh my God. Sometimes you're being told to go carry the stones. It's so hot. You know how back home is hot? In the village? Anyway, we used to have our hair shaved completely bald, as clean as my face. That's how we used to have it shaved. During early morning times, cold times, you will feel so much cold going through your bald hair. It's like, oh my goodness, what kind of life is this? And that time, your parents are back home enjoying. They don't care. I remember a lot of students running away. Literally, your parents will only be They will only, how, I don't know which word should I use. They probably only be concerned when they get a phone call telling them, hello, 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 your child, your daughter is no longer breathing. Your daughter is no longer breathing. That's when they'll wake up. Your daughter is no longer breathing. That's when they'll wake up. A lot of girls ran away, literally. Sometimes when we go out to play in the field, basically we weren't allowed to go out. You only go out on when your guardian come and they're taking you out, or maybe you're going home for some reasons, funeral, someone is sick, you know, or whatever. But we weren't allowed to go out. Basically, the gate is locked. Or when we are going to play at the field, we used to have a play field outside. So we'll have PE days, like Sundays, we'll go out and play. So some girls, when people go out to play, they'll run away, they won't come back. They just go and won't come back. When you go to the river to fetch water, they won't come back. It was so bad. We were being beaten like prisoners. We were being beaten. If you want to take your child in boarding school, yeah, back home, you need to prepare because your child is going to be beaten. Obviously, a lot of times, it's not like they beat you and kill you, but you could lose your life. Yeah, throughout my boarding school, and there, no one ever died, but a lot of people were injured. I was beaten. My head got swollen. My hands, I remember, I was caned by this pipe that peeled my skin off. Yeah, it literally just, when it's kind of like that, it just comes off with your skin. Yeah, I will never forget it. So I can't imagine how being at home, literally just living and, you know, enjoying, watching Netflix, watching YouTube, well, you know, watching TV, doing whatever you gotta do, and your child is being beaten like a dog in the name of giving an education. Yeah. Literally, I will never want to take my child to a boarding school. I will never. No matter what it takes, I will never. Because I don't know if rules have changed, but when I went to boarding school that time, we were being beaten. Though no one ever died, but we were being beaten to the point that was really bad. A lot of girls escaped, and I've had cases of students who have lost their lives in other schools. I've seen it. I've watched the news. It's just so bad to take your child to school only to be told that your child was killed because the teacher was punishing them. What kind of punishment is this that you're taking a child's life? Anyways, it was hard. A lot of girls escaped. Us, we couldn't escape. I was scared because I didn't even know where we were going to go. We were living all the way in Nairobi. It was far away. We didn't even have money. Most of the time, you don't even have money. Yeah, when your parents sometimes come, they can give you some little money. Sometimes they can give you more money. They can send money to your teacher and tell them to give it to you. Us, we were people who used to be visited once in a while because in our family, our parents just they were more concerned about education. It was always all about education. You get your education. If you can't study, then you're no longer needed here. If you can't study, then you're no longer wanted. If you can't go to school, then please don't call my phone. That's how we were being made to fail. That's what we were being told. That's what we were being made to fail, you know. Because I remember one of my cousins, when she got pregnant when she was in boarding school. We were both in boarding school, and she got pregnant. She was basically excluded. As we were still young, we were still both in boarding school. We didn't even know. I didn't even know, about, that she was pregnant. But only the house girl was able to tell, But she said, oh, she's sleeping way too much, all that stuff. So she was excluded. She had to move out of the house. She was told, can no longer stay here. Understand that they were also mad. She was being taken to school. The fee was paid. Basically, this boarding school to go, it costs a lot of money. Yeah, it costs a lot of money that parents pay for it, and they want their kids there. But despite that, students are being beaten. Anyways, even primary school, they beat them. But now boarding school, you're locked there. You are literally locked there. So she had to move out to go move with a boyfriend. She was excluded. Yeah. She was no longer welcome like that much. Her school was cut. She never went back to school until now. And that's it. So that's how we were made to feel. It's like, hello, don't call my phone because you say you don't want to study. If you don't want to study, don't call my phone. I find that to be too much nonsense. I feel like it's just too much nonsense, because just because we're all different, yeah, and we're all different, and like I was just watching this news about why is it so hard to buy a house in London, and this guy was saying that he's not a college guy. He's not a college guy. He's more of a this guy, you know. It's like not everybody can go to school and turn the pages and read and get an A star. And just because somebody got an A star doesn't make them perfect. Doesn't make them perfect. It doesn't make it. A lot of people were successful out here, like literally so successful. They never even got ESTA. Some of them never even went to college. Yeah, it doesn't mean you don't need to go to college. You can go to college to learn how to read and write, because you might have so much money and then you get to be invited somewhere with A-list people, and you're being told to go and speak or read, and you can't read and you can't speak, or you can't write, and that will be so embarrassing to you despite having all the money. So it's important to know how to read, learn, and study, but it's not so important to have those A stars. Like right now, so many people are even so tired of being employed. Who wants to be employed and work for somebody for the rest of their lives? You want to have your own thing. If you have the mind, you have the skill, you have the quality, you have the ability, you can start your own business. And having an A star doesn't mean you're going to be successful. It doesn't mean so. A lot of people have A stars. They can't even reason. It doesn't mean you're gonna be successful. Having a B star doesn't mean you're gonna be successful. It doesn't mean so. It doesn't mean so. So someone might not be able to sit in a class, but they might be good on something. They might have skills. What I like about this country is they look into skills a lot, which is really good. They focus on skills, because you might have qualifications, but you still can't perform the job. You don't have the skills that are required. Back home, I saw that they are saying they want to look into skills, focus on skills, which is good. They should have done that a long time ago, rather than just focusing on, oh, you have to get A, you have to get B, you have to get... Parents are so focused. My child has to get A, my child has to get B, my child has to go B, da, 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 da. A lot of them are go B, go A, they go, oh, da, 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 and they have no jobs. They're literally not working, no work. They borrowed all this money and they're going to uni, and you know what? They have never worked. They have never worked. Some of them don't even have bank accounts. So what's the point? You know, if you have skills, start a business. Do something for yourself and start a business. So it's just so neat that, oh, if you don't go to school, then you're being excluded. It's important to go to school. If you can, if you wish to, if you're able to. But it shouldn't be a way of, you know, if you can't go to school, then, you know, you're no longer needed. So anyway, as I was saying, studying studying back home is literally so hard, and you know, because the pressure is you have to get A stars, you have to get B's and all that stuff. If you don't get that, then you're thick. Then you know you're not, you know, because nobody actually thinks about what might have cost you to not get that A star. Yeah, sometimes people are going through so much. Everyone is always going through something. Someone might be in a club dancing, but somebody's somewhere crying, and somebody has lost somebody, and somebody's there trying to give birth, and you know, it's reversing every other day. So you know, you never know what someone is going through. I like it here in UK, because when I came in UK, I realized education was more different. Though here students are more rude, you know, they talk to each other they want to, they get away whenever they get out whenever they want to, they get out there and smoke whenever they want to. We don't do that back home. You can't do that back home. That is a no go zone. Yeah, but here they teach you, and they have everything in place to make sure you're okay. They try to help you. They try to understand you. They try to understand what's going on with you. What is wrong? Why you didn't get this? Why you didn't pass? What's going on? Are you okay? Are you okay financially? Are you okay mentally? Are you okay emotionally, physically? Something happening home? Is your relationship okay? Is everything fine? Is there any way we can help? But back home, nah. Nobody cares about that. It's all about you get A, you get B. If you don't get it, you get an F, you got an E, you are stupid, you can't study, you know, and all that stuff. And people are going through so much. Sometimes somebody hasn't even eaten. Yeah. Sometimes you haven't even eaten and you're expected to go sit in class and study and pass. You know? Sometimes you don't even know tomorrow you're going to wake up and you're going to find something to eat. But nobody cares. They only pays attention to, they only pay attention to grades. They don't even pay attention to your emotions and, you know, whatever somebody's going through. There's nothing like that. Even the parents, they don't care. In fact, they don't even know that exists. They don't care. They don't even know that exists. They only care if you pass. If you don't pass, nobody even cares. If you don't pass, oh, you're stupid. The other one passed. They are more better. They're clever. It's so much nonsense. Anyway, but I like it here because they focus on those things to help you. They put so much. They understand you. They listen. Basically, they listen. Yeah, they listen. They put so much effort, and you know, it gives you the confidence, and you pick up and everything, because you can't just classify people because of, you know, just the paper. People can even buy qualifications. E.g. back home, they purchase qualifications. Anyway, so we used to do so much exams. Yeah, so literally every time we'll have exams, yeah, in that boarding school. But that's what they did back home. So in Kenya, we used to have exams, and every time we had exams, yeah, especially for closing the term, we will have to gather outside, yeah, or in the hall, and then they are going to call the names of those who have done so well and the names of those who haven't done so well. Yes. And nobody cares how you feel. So first they start by those who have done well. They say blah 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 100. So it was so much work. There used to be this specific teacher. I still remember his name. He was called Mr. Obumba. Hey, that teacher. He was our math teacher. He used to beat us up. Hi. That teacher. Anyway, so it was so much work because we had classes from class 4 to 8, I think. Is it 4 or 3 to 8? Then he will call each class who was done well in each class and who was done well in the whole school. Yeah. So he calls, and then who was done poorly in each class and who was done poorly in the whole school. So you stand up, they call, and they say this person got an A, this person got an A in English, got an A in math, in science. Oh, total, this person got this. Oh, this person has done this in school, in the whole school. This is the one with the highest marks in the whole school. So the teachers sit all the way in front there with the chairs. We all sit back here, and you stand up, and then everyone look at you, and they clap. And then they call the rest people who have done poorly. Well, as they say, and they call them bottom last. Is that bottom last? Or last bottom? Bottom last. Yeah, and they say, these are the people who are letting our school down. So they call you, and you stand up, and everybody look, and they look at you, you know, and then you go back, and everybody's gonna be like, oh, you know, everybody knows what you got. But that was the rule, so we had to deal with it. I'm telling you, that cannot happen here in UK, for example. That will not be allowed, because that, first of all, will put stress, depression on so many students. It will be so bad. That is so degrading. Like, literally, it's so degrading. Back then, I never used to think about it. I was just like, of course, we don't think about it. Until you go somewhere and learn and see the difference, you know, we never used to think about it. We just like, well, you know, that's how life is. But when I learned here, when I came here and learned, I just think it's just so different. It's just terrible. It's just terrible. They do it to give you to shame you also, but also, you know, they feel like when you're ashamed, you will put more effort and work hard. So next time you're not on that list, you say, oh, I don't want to be called last. I don't want to stand up. So you know what? I want to work hard. So, you know, oh, I'm telling you. Also, another thing they used to do is they put everyone's marks and they put it there, so you can just come and look at it. When you go to class, the teacher is still calling you as well, addressing everyone. You know, you failed. It was too much. Every time we're doing exams. And it was so bad. But then, you know what? Back home, we are raised differently. We are raised differently. We are raised to be strong. Kids back home are so strong. Kids who are raised back home are so strong. I was raised back home. They're so strong. We don't take life for granted. Yeah, I feel like people take life really, really for granted a lot of times. I feel like that. Out of my observation, I feel people take life a lot of time for granted. You know, things happen back home as well. But when I compare these two things, about this school thing, because we used to have that. We used to have so much going on. It was so stressful. But I don't even remember one day student coming and saying, I'm going to harm other students. I'm going to harm the teacher. I'm going to harm myself. I'm going to do this because this has been done to me. But if you compare here, even UK, Europe, even in America, hey, it's just so much. Like last time they had that happening in school, yeah, for those, yeah, that thing that happened in school. I'm gonna say, if you read the news, you should know, yeah. And they were saying that boy who did that, say that he was bullied because of his outfits and all that stuff. And people are saying he can afford games. He had games. Why can't what does he has to do with this outfit? So he's saying that because he was bullied, because of people didn't like his outfit, because people are not wearing uniforms, so you can wear your home clothes, and people are bullying him because of his outfit. But that's things like back home. In fact, I feel like people will insult you. People are insulted more often compared to here. When I compare back home and here, back home people just throw insults at you more often. I've seen it. I remember one time I went with my cousin, yeah. we just went swimming, yeah, and we were coming from swimming, and we were just coming from swimming, and we just applied some highlighter, I think I did. And we were just coming from swimming, and the house was closed. Our house was closed, yeah. So we were just gonna walk home, and then this bus comes, this matatu, and the guy was like, "Oh, come in." They're picking people, and we are like, "Oh, we're not going." And you know what he said to us? "Oh, you guys even look dirty. You haven't even showered." We didn't even mind, because we know obviously what he's just saying out of hunger. People will just throw insults at you. Sometimes you're passing out, you haven't said hi to somebody, you say, "Oh, look at you now. Oh, look," they just say something to you. I feel like people at home, back home, are like that. I've seen that, I've experienced it. People just don't care. People are used to it. They will throw insults a lot of time. "Oh, look at this one now, what is wearing." They just, look at him now. They just do that. But here, I feel like people don't just do that. People just don't do that. It's like different. People think about, a lot of times, obviously people say things to others, but I find a lot of times people think about what they do to others, what they say to others before they do them. Back home, I feel like somebody could just step on you, and I feel like they won't say that much. Sorry, I felt it, but here people will be, "Oh, I'm sorry, are you okay? Sorry, oh, sorry, darling." But back home, like, I remember one time I was at the queue, yeah, I was just being served, I'm just paying, and this guy just came from nowhere, and he started talking to the guy, and trying to get himself served. And then the man said, "Oh, she's waiting, she's already here." Even the supermarket, they just do that, but they don't care how they just don't care. I don't know, it's just anyway. So as I was saying, in America, like in America, it's crazy when you see these things happening in schools. It's just too much. Yeah, I ain't gonna say wow, but you guys know it's just too much. But back home, you don't have those things happening. Despite what I feel like kids back home go through so much. Kids here go through literally. They're being babysat for the rest of their life. Like, literally, you're being babysat throughout of it. Yeah, they give them everything in school. They obviously there are some times where there's racism and all that stuff, but I'm talking about the things we go through back home. Like, when you go to school, you're being beaten. You have to do this work. You have to do cleaning. You have to do tidying. You have to do all this stuff. There's so much you have to do, but we don't do. Nobody does that here. Here you go to school and you go to class and you study. You go home. You don't do all those things, But back home, people just don't do those crazy things. Students don't do. We never used to do that. Those things were not even our minds. First of all, TV is not something we were even watching much. We're rarely watching TV. All you listen to is radio. Here they're watching everything. They have games 24/7. They're watching all this. Everything is accessible to them. They have everything. And I feel like here they take things really serious. Like, every small thing, someone is already snapping. Every small thing, someone snaps. Every small thing, someone snaps. So also you have to be careful. So I think people are more careful what they say to other people. They're like, because you're worried of someone snapping. Because people just snap literally for nothing. I've seen them back home also snapping. But here is way different. It's up here. Including kids. It's literally up here. So what I'm saying, I'm just saying, like, the way the school is back home, if they were doing that here, things would turn upside down. It would be crazy. Yeah, but back home, I feel like people are used to it. People are just strong. Yeah. So literally during those exams time was so stressful. It was literally so stressful. Every time you hear we're gonna be reading Marx, you're like, oh my god. Oh my god. And then a lot of people used to change their marks. So you get this report form which you can easily just change. A lot of people used to change them. Oh my god. A lot of people used to change them. It was crazy. It was literally so much. And then we used to have visiting days. If you're not visited, you just go and stay in class or stay in the dormitory. So visiting days, we don't have classes. We just dress up, we chill, you know, and your parents will bring you food, and they bring so much food. You eat as much as you want. If you have your friends, you bring them, you share with them. Otherwise, you can eat all the food and then wait to mess everywhere else, you know. Or you can take some to the teachers. It was nice. Us, we used to be visited once in a while. Sometimes we get the money, but we just used to focus and try to study, you know, because you know, it's not like you can demand for things when they are not, when you're being told you can't get them. You can't demand for them. You just have to go with the life as it is. Yeah. And yeah, it was really it was crazy. It was crazy. I remember my class teacher passing away, and the head teacher told us that he had some serious bad disease, you know, because he was having an affair with a parent and the university student and another student in school, and you know, oh my god, it was just so hard. It was just too much. It was just too much. It was too much. But I miss that school. Yeah, I really miss it. Every time we used to close, and then we had big bus. It's a huge bus called Easy Coach, my favorite bus. Every time I use it when I'm going, you're traveling a long journey, if I need to. Used to come at 8, pick us up. So he used to pick us Kisumu girls, Kericho girls, Nakuru girls, Limuru girls, and then us we used to be last because we used to go to Nairobi. So we got dropped last. Nairobi girls at 6 or 5, we get dropped off, and then we get picked up. We climb on this bus, and we have a long journey, and we'll sing, and some people will carry the home clothes and change on this home clothes. And oh my god, it used to be really so nice. Sometimes we go home for just a short time, and then come back. We used to have so much activity that used to happen. We used to do have drama, music, singing, dancing. We used to have Sunday service, which we used to have in school. Sometimes we have it outside. Yeah, and we used to have a school bus, so we'll take us most of the time. We used to go places, adventurous. We used to visit, and then we come and do homework on that. It was really nice. It was really nice. It was nice, but it was hard, but it was really nice. I couldn't wait to finish. When I finished, I was so excited. I left my cousin in there because I finished 1 year ahead of her. When someone is finished, when someone is basically back home, when someone is in a higher class and you're in a lower class, doesn't necessarily mean that they are older than you. Because even someone who's 60 can be in a lower class, and someone who's 15 can be in a higher class, because people can go back to school when they're old. Yeah, when a certain age. The thing is, back home, if you don't pass, they will leave you in that class until you pass, unless your parents come and say, please, 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 or push my child and put my child, then they'll move you. Because they will put you there until you pass the exams before you can pass. So people will just come find you there and pass you. You stay there, other class move, they find you there, they move, you'll stay there until you pass. Anyway, so I was so excited when I finished. Yeah, I remember one of our teacher who passed away of food poisoning. I was really sad. He was our favorite teacher. He used to teach us English with vocabularies. Oh, he used to tell us write these huge vocabularies, which I still remember until now. And it was so sad when I heard that he passed through food poisoning, or someone poisoned him, or whatever. I think we lost like 2 teachers. I don't know if some of them are still there or they passed. Yeah. And And a lot of people that I went with in that school in my class, and we are now in one group. A lot of us were in this group, girls group, and I don't talk there much. I remember most of them, their names. I remember some of them as well, their faces, but I don't remember all of them. I'm like, oh, I know this name, but I can't remember it. It was been ages. We in this one group, we talk and looking at some of them girls used to get A stars. You know, I wasn't an A star girl, but I did well and I passed. We used to get A star, B stars. You know, I remember getting a B star. I was excited. A star girls, they literally have no job. They're doing nothing. I'm like, you used to get A, girl. Do some business. You used to get A. I wasn't an A star. You know, so that's what I'm talking about. You know. Girls used to get A stars, yes. A star girls. A star girls. No job, you know. No job. But that's the difference here, because here they have so much opportunity. You don't even have to have qualification for you to have employment. As long as you have skills and you're willing to get your hands dirty, legal work, not illegal work. You can find job and you can work and you can get experience. You can get experience, you can work and make money as you study and get experience. Back home it's not possible. Someone can even be 40 and they've never worked. They don't even have a bank account. Well, some of them have, but some of them don't, for example. You know, they've never worked. You know, I feel like, what's the point of going to uni? Don't waste your time and your money going to uni. Just start a business if you can. Because most of the time, parents back home, they just have this university. So in their mind, they just think that if my child goes to university, they're going to be big, you know. So they just need about this university and be so excited, and they'll borrow all the money just to pay for the university, and then what? Yeah. So I don't know. If you have skills and you know you have something in mind, just do it, you know. And then I remember when we were in boarding school, man, we weren't allowed so much stuff. No painting nails, no smelling creams. We were only allowed like they used to use like petrol. Yeah, this baby oil. That's what we were allowed to use. We weren't allowed to use any nice smelling cream. And then the boarding school, people would just report you for nothing, so they can just see